Hello everybody, it's Leela.
And Beau.
Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel if you are a returning viewer slash listener.
Subscribe, like, comment, share.
Yeah.
Get her to 1,000 subscribers so she can make $58,000 a month. Hello, Harley.
We're trying to record and there's a kitten,
Hi, kitten.
that is misbehaving right in our presence. And you can't see him. So for today's episode, we are going to do a little review of episode 5 of Boys Planet.
Yep.
We're going to format this a bit differently than what we've been doing historically.
Yep.
This week was the elimination episode. So there not much happened other than just the elimination part of it. And for the most part, anyone who we really had our eyes on made it past the cut. So there isn't a lot for us to discuss as far as just overall eliminations. So today we're going to structure this little recap review a little bit differently. We're going to talk about all the extra stuff that we got this week, like the sports day and the dance off and things like that were in the episode. 2, we're going to talk about the rank 9 as it was in this episode. Shocker, shocker, everyone. And then we're going to talk about our personal top 9s.
Yes.
And then I'm going to share my tier list of all the candidates right now. Because I think that makes a little more sense.
Of all 51?
No, just the ones that are on my radar.
Awesome.
So
if you... Okay.
Beau hasn't seen my tier list.
If you don't know how we watch it, by the way, is we watch it on Viki, Viki. If you ever want to know, we like that the best. We can watch it on Friday with almost full subs usually, so it's $5 a month or something.
Whenever we tried to watch the elimination episode, it didn't have subs yet, so that was also.
But
part
a lot
of
of
why
it you knew. A lot of it you knew what was going on. They were being silly and stuff.
Okay, so we'll start out on the highlights of the other content that happened outside of the actual eliminations. As part of the elimination episode, everyone entered in pairs, and we saw that on the weird little live stream they had last week where it was only one ranking or whatever. We didn't know what they were for. It was from the sports day event. It was the couple contest something. It doesn't have subs, so I've watched it 3 times, but
they'll probably have subs.
Do I know what they're saying? No.
You understand some of it, you know.
But I get it. I was really upset initially whenever they didn't include the sports day stuff in the actual episode 5. I was like, we were robbed because that was in the preview and everything.
Yes.
But they went ahead and put it up as a 20-minute episode on YouTube. So
I mean, if you watch Mnet shows, you have to understand they are half of it's on YouTube and stuff, and you kind of just accept that. They made
it seem like it was part of the episode, and I bet you anything it might have originally been planned to be that. But with the way they did the elimination ranking and all that stuff, it was a 3-hour-long episode without this, so they were cut it and stick it on YouTube.
Until they really cut down the numbers, they just have to film. A lot of stuff gets filmed out of order because they have to have stuff for filling, and now it should start to make a little more sense. Not canonically. What's the timeline? Because there's less people, it's easier to cover them all.
We've caught up in time with them. A lot of the early episodes are filmed months ahead of the show.
It's surprising how far ahead sometimes.
But anyway, so the sports day content was really fun. They did a yoga pose thing where the person had to hold the other person up with their legs, and Doha won that holding up.
Okay, everybody has to have done that when they were a kid. You lay on your back, you put your legs, you hold the person's hand, you fly. Or your dad or your mom would do that.
Yeah, you do it with a little kid, not with a grown-ass adult.
No, I know, but we used to do it as young boys. We'd be wrestling and screwing around, and you'd do that sometimes. Just silliness, But it's funny because it's a leg thing, and your legs are pretty strong, usually stronger than your arms. But for the guy on top, it's a planking kind of thing.
It's planking.
Because,
Haruto planked for a very long time. Yeah, that boy is strong.
They didn't have times. Did they put the times?
He is strong.
I think they did put the times. I don't remember if they did.
No, not the time for that, I don't think.
But either way, it was. I thought it was in kind of typical cute K-pop fashion. He was sweat dripping onto what's the name below, and one of the kids was just holding his hand, catching the sweat in his hand, which is disgusting. But this is
really
one of the cute little courtesy things that you'll notice in a lot of these shows. Is
It was really sweet.
Everybody's very, very sweet to each other.
I forget who was catching her toe sweat.
I mean, this season alone has been one of the sweetest in some ways. I mean, every other moment, every other scene, they're comforting each other. I think it's been a really nice show for that.
Yeah.
I like that they're kind of past certain macho stereotypes in that way. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not all. There's obviously some kids, Kata, for example, who doesn't want to see that, but some of her just like, it's nice to see. It was fun to see them though be physical and stuff with each other because like
everything they did for sports day this time. Normally it's like some games or whatever, like some silly games like the shout and silence game and all that funny stuff. This time was like all physical stuff that like someone's gonna get hurt. Someone's gonna get hurt. Oh my god, you boys! Yeah. Someone's gonna get hurt. And then they had a game where they had to push them out of the circle.
Just pushing each other.
And like, one, Mingyu, calm down. First of all, calm down. And two, don't hurt anyone. Oh my god, he was like unleashed like an animal.
Well,
like pushing so hard to like win this game.
Mingyu, Blue House.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, Blue House. Wait,
no, Red House.
Has found his foot in the show, has found his footing, and that footing is trying really hard, like just being.
I think he's just very competitive.
Yes, but also he's not a dancer, singer, idol, and so he's found that he can be funny or be outrageous. Not that he's fake or anything like that, but he's like, this is getting me some big reactions, and it's very thrilling when you get a reaction. Normally, these guys get it through singing and dancing.
My dude, calm down.
But it's becoming his shtick. But yeah, he has to be a little careful. When he slung the shirt at the kid, that's the kind of thing like you saw it go by his eye, and I just thought, you might scratch his eye or something. But we're older, so we're like, we worry about kids.
That was the dance battle, though. But this was the sports day.
Right, but you know what I mean.
The other thing I wanted to say on sports day, there were the little pairings were really cute. Park Han-bin was with Ollie, and he was like protecting Ollie, like, don't hurt Ollie when they were doing the pushing thing, because Ollie is like, the tiniest little thing.
Yeah.
It was really cute and funny. But anyway, and then they did the spinning in circles and like having to find each other and stuff. And everyone was falling over. It was very funny.
Christian's drunk guy uncle walk.
Oh my god,
great because it worked.
Literal trudging across the way. It was good. It was nice to see a little bit of fun Christian content because his boy has been done wrong.
In a way, though, I do and I don't. But in a way, I wish I gave actual points for some of these things.
No,
because it would give some chance for some of them to kind of get some just fun points, like 100 points or something. I don't know, but it shows you who. Because are we talking about the dance battle? Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. But
we can move on to the dance battle.
In the dance battle, it shows you. Dance is a funny thing because it's one of the harder parts to explain to people why K-pop is a thing. And you're like, well, they dance. And like, oh, okay. It's like, no, you don't understand. Dance is like, it's regimented, it's exact, it's very impressive. You get used to it as a K-pop fan, but you forget some of these guys and people who are K-pop idols are amazing dancers. Dance just doesn't get the credit for it. This is what I was saying in Girls Planet. It doesn't always get the credit that singing and rapping do. But dance,
I think you're absolutely opposite. I think the vocals don't get the credit dance does anymore.
Well, vocals get the credit. They just don't get used. But I'm saying that's because everybody dances and has to dance pretty well. It's kind of like people get used to it. So in this one, you got to see them kind of freelance or freestyle and stuff like that. And what was interesting about it is you saw the ones who you're like, they're fantastic. They're really good dancers. It's really neat.
It was. You only got to see a few of them. Like they picked out who was going to battle whom. And the funnest battles was Keita and Woongi.
Why Keita and Woongi? This is such a weird.
You know what, Woongi, yes, correct.
Yeah, no.
You know what, Woongi, correct. You get it.
I love Woongi. He's on my top.
He is like so unabashedly himself and so fun.
I'm trying to think the last time we saw like those kind of dances when they weren't just making a joke or something, like those kind of dances. Honestly, just put forth. He needs to
join a girl group, not Boys Planet. Woongi needs to join a girl group. That's where his heart lies, really, is in the girl group dances.
I'd stand.
And I would stand.
But you know what I mean? Woongi's just, exactly, he's being himself. They're allowing him to be himself. There's no weird edits on him or anything like that to make him seem bad or good or anything. He's just being himself.
Everyone was just thrown off. And Keita was just like, what am I supposed to do? And then Keita went along with it and kind of also did like, he shaked his ass and stuff like that. And it was really funny. Yeah. I was like,
weird
you know
pairing,
what? Get it, y'all
was
too.
Funny, though.
Get it.
But my favorite, of course, was Kwanji's He's not doing your normal dance. He's doing a performative, a very specific style. But every time that kid moves, you're like,
he looks unreal.
He is so impressive.
A human can do that. Like, he was spinning so fast that it looked like the video was edited.
I think when they do that, they wear those long sleeves too, and it makes like a flower shape in a way. Like, it spins the flower.
Like,
the guy is just crazy.
He's unreal. Like, he's so
Yeah, I
cool.
don't think people will give him credit for that or think that could fit into K-pop. But imagine him in a group, right? Imagine him in a group, and then they come out and do their solo stuff. He does one of those. People would be blown away. It'd give a glimpse into some of the culture there too, which is always fun. The dance is really old and stuff. I understand there's some sensitivities there, but still, I think he's just an athlete. I mean, he's also really thin, and people think, oh, he's really thin. He's not. He's like Gollum. He's
so strong.
He's made of metal.
Don't say Gollum.
Well, I'm saying his sinew. He's like
he's strong.
He's like this little skinny guy that nobody gives credit for, and it's like that guy will mess you up. He can pick himself up with no arms and stuff, and I really love that kind of thing. I honestly, if he makes in the group, that'd be great. He's in my top. He'll stay there. Because you're going to have to start finding people to vote for, and just vote for him, people. Don't try to do strategies. Just vote for your favorites. And if he made it into a group, it would be just fun to see him. But if not, I could do like the twins. I hope he does
something. I hope
and find him on Instagram.
I want to follow him wherever he does. Yeah. So, like, he was really fun.
Because I'm sure he does a show doing that kind of stuff with other people, and it's probably incredible.
But, so everyone did awesome. Haruto did awesome. Yadam did awesome. It was really fun.
Yeah, Yadam does that like robot stuff really good.
Mingyu just dancing like the drunk uncle, just like whatever it was that he was doing. That was great.
Pump dance, like the
no, he was doing the like. I think what he was doing was like, if I'm not wrong, is like those are like the base fundamental like movements that you learn when you're learning dance for the very first time. It's like, can you do your arms up and down?
It reminded me of
side to side
of the Crayon Pop song.
Yeah, it was.
Everybody.
And so he was just like really on his game, and then Junhyun didn't get to dance, which I'm sad about, but he was when they were voting between Mingyu and why am I blanking, Haru?
Yeah.
They were like, so is this a dance competition or is this a variety show? And Junhyun was like, this is a variety show.
There's one guy who understands.
So he got it, and I love him. The other like things they wasted time on in the episode, which they should have just left out or whatever, was like the stylist doing a prank cam on the boys while they were getting their outfits ready for the stages. But they only showed 3 teams having this done to them, so I don't know if everyone had a prank or just some of them had a prank for some reason. It was really stupid. It was like really dumb. The Love Me Right K team, they brought out a Native American headdress and were like, this is part of the, someone needs to wear this. So they gave it to Hui, and they were all like, oh, what the hell? And then, gave it to Gyuvin for a minute. And they were all just like kind of laughing uncomfortably, but they were like also watching it. So the audience was laughing. It was just
I think that some people
really
just
weird.
Don't understand because it hasn't. Yeah. And over here in the US of A, that there's people who don't understand. The culture is not a costume. You don't put it on and parade around like, look at me. It's the same as other racist stuff that people do. I honestly believe that 98% of those kids there were like,
they have no idea.
They've seen it in culture all the time. They've seen it in K-pop television and variety shows all the time. They do it all the time.
Or just in like
even
any sort of media. That might be their only
right. But at the same time, plenty of people got in trouble for the similar issues over there. Plenty of times. The stylist should have just Googled it or just not.
It's not that. It's just
where did they think it came from?
Throw them away. All stylists who have like Halloween costumes in the thing that you put people in. Just throw those away. They're not supposed to be there. It was really dumb. The other one, like if you're gonna make a prank cam about asking them to wear something ridiculous. The other team, the Burn It Up team, they had him wear like a jacket with like this pink hair all over it, and that was funny. It's like, that's fine. That wasn't like do that where it's like an absurd outfit,
like
but
a Muppet or something.
Yeah.
Thing was, when I saw it, I thought I've probably seen that in a K-pop.
And then
video.
the other one for the hot sauce team with Doha and with Hyunbin, I will admit to laughing a lot the first time I watched it. I will admit, just because we love Hyunbin and he's really adorable and funny, and he does have a good sense of humor about himself. It seems.
I mean,
they brought Doha out and they were like, you're going to wear this vest with no shirt. And Doha's all buff or whatever. We all know this. And then they're like, no, actually, I'm sorry. That's not for you. That's for him being. And he was like begging them not to make him wear it. And he went and put it on. And he's just like really small and thin. He's just like a little thin.
I mean, said 80% of the boys are that thin.
Yeah.
They're just that age.
And, you know, he was really self-conscious about it and like begging them not to have to wear it and stuff. But then, kind of towards the end, he had a, you know, they were playing around and they were like, you know, flex, and he like flexed and he was like playing with it, but he was definitely embarrassed to have to do that. And they were like kind of laughing at him a little bit.
It just reminded me of all the past, let's say 3 or 4 years. We probably had 4 or 5 or 6 incidences with even some of our favorite groups where something happened. They were wearing a symbol and didn't know it, and every time this kind of stuff comes up, you're just kind of like, are you paying attention? Not to the kids. I think the kids are just kids, or they don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that you might not catch everything, but...
No, but this was a bit different with...
No, I know, but what I'm saying is that where it just reminds me of how idols are sometimes asked to do stuff they're not comfortable with, probably a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And it just is a bit... Like, Doha said, I'm not comfortable with my body. They made a joke of it on screen and said, oh, he's acting now or whatever. It's like... because he has buff doesn't mean he wants to show you his nipples. I mean, I know that sounds, but you know what I mean.
Get our content blocked. Yeah, I know. I mean, I know. That everyone has the right to what they're comfortable with.
I think there's still a very strong vein of old school and idoldom where you do what you're told, and I want to see that change. I think you're seeing signs of it. You have people like a Mingyu and stuff who are not the usual idol and stuff that I want to see, but I some of the comments that people were. You know, they're like, it made me uncomfortable to kind of body shame him a bit.
Yeah.
We're not,
to pick on him for his appearance in any way is rude. I mean, if they were going to do that to literally anyone on the show, like, it's not like he's the right choice or anything like that, or he deserves it or nothing like that. But he seems to be a relatively good sport. But he, you know,
that doesn't, like, he's because he put on a good face doesn't mean anything.
But, like, if they had done that to, like, anyone else, they had done that to like Ollie
could you imagine?
Or Anthony, I would be furious right now.
Yes.
Like the only, you know, because I mean, he seems to be able to laugh at himself. You know, his intro video was him in the blow up costume, like laughing, like being obnoxious and stuff. So, like and he was laughing along, like, but again, it's still mean spirited to make fun of someone's appearance. But if they had done that to anyone else, like of my faves, you know, I would have been pretty upset.
And I'm not saying they would do this, but they could. Imagine a girl group show, and they're like, put the chubbier one in this, or put the skinnier one in that. The one who's built...
I would be furious. Let's not even think about them doing that to a girl.
This is what I'm saying, is I don't blame the boy. I think the guys are just young men. We doesn't have as much of an excuse. He's a man of the world a little bit more. You know, he should have understood some of that. And he did look uncomfortable. It's just one of those things that, come on, stylists, get your stuff together. It's just like... Anyway, not to talk on it, but it was, other than that, they should have just left the prank cams out, unless they were going to do, like, waking them up real quick and having them go outside in their pajamas to meet someone, or just some silly stuff like that where they look tired or something. But don't do them, like, dress them in inappropriate stuff. That was a little bit...
It was weird.
Pretty cringe.
It was cringe. So the actual top 9, as it was in the episode, was... 50%, and 50% kind of surprising. Like, those benefit points for winning, like, helped a lot of people. Like, Matthew up in rank number 2, I think, is a lot to do with those benefit points. He would have been in top 9, but maybe not number 2.
How many? Matthew and Kata both were benefit. And Jing Hao as well. He won as well. Jay didn't, so he didn't get benefit points. He was probably the only pure kind of voted in as far as G group. I'm hoping to get done with this K and G group. Benefit. No benefit. See.
Oh, Jay's the only one without benefit.
Somebody, at least I don't think so. Yeah. But you were saying somebody did the math and had like a chart of votes, and for every one Korean vote he got 4, blah blah blah, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I think he was half and half. You were saying, wasn't he half and half?
Jay's support is more international.
Well, of course, G group in general is more international. But I hope they're done with this. I don't know if they are. Because again, you can just tell what
They
they're...
are done with the K and G. We don't have to talk
I
about
know,
it anymore.
but you can tell that the show is just really paranoid about having more non-Koreans, quote unquote, and than Koreans.
I think that it's a slight upset for them to have 4G group up in here.
I wish you'd have
when
6.
some of the
some...
K group darlings were on the edge. So I think next time I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a big flip. It's awesome to see Kata and Jay here. Like I love them. I want them to be in this group. But like, am I realistically thinking that in the end we'll make it? I'm gonna try and not get my hopes up.
Yeah, and I think about it. I don't know if you had a group. Let's say there was 6G and 3Ks. Let's just say, would they fare okay in Korea, or would it be a complete slaughter, or are they just worried about it? Is it just somebody?
It would be fine no matter what.
That's what I'm saying. I think the group will do fine no matter what. Even it could be all G's, and you're going to have people like Matthew's going to be popular no matter what. So Jay's going to be popular no matter what. It's I think that somebody in the higher ups is overthinking it and they're paranoid. The fans, I think, in general, when Koreans vote, tend to lean more Koreans. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's always like people make it out to be really something.
I don't want to retread that.
No, I'm just saying that I think that it's just they can understand what they're saying a little better. It's a little easier to that kind of thing. And so this actually 4 Gs and 5 Ks, it to me would be what you could call an international group.
Yeah.
3 and below, I don't think you can call it that. It's just a K-pop group. If they're really going to do international, I think this is a good mix. Mm-hmm. The only person I don't care is Hanbin. I don't care if he's there or not. Of course he's great, but he's just not. It's not some Yujin. I think Hanbin I can understand over Yujin. Yujin just seems to be really popular with the girls, the young girls who are voting. He's a sweet kid, don't get me wrong.
The girlies
but he
love
just
him.
hasn't quite shown me anything.
Yeah.
And I think he could. Don't get me wrong. I think he could.
Let's get to that. Let's hold that for now.
Okay.
Because I have that.
So this is what it came out in the end, though, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Pretty exciting, actually. These are our current top 9s as of now. Mine has changed a bit. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Anthony.
let's see what's going on.
I'm sorry, Anthony.
Okay, but if he doesn't make it, I want you to understand. If Anthony doesn't make it,
mm-hmm.
you didn't help.
Don't start.
So that's all I'm saying. It's like, come on now. Your boy, you dropped him completely. I don't like where you're going with this.
Well,
or is it just because Jay overtook?
These are our top 9s. The ones with the sparkles, you vote for 6 now. In the first round, you were voting for 9. Second round, you'll vote for 6. Third round, I bet you'll vote for 3. And then
what is that about?
Final one pick. So the stars are the ones next to who we're voting for, but this is our full top 9.
Are they also reducing the numbers because the number of contestants would go down? Kind of keeping
I don't know.
Okay.
It's just like, why not?
I don't know.
Because it goes down to one pick in the end.
Okay,
anyway.
So do this. These are our top 9. Let's go over these. And then we want to...
You go through yours. I need to blow my nose.
Okay, so
I'll be right back.
Kong is still number 1, even though Kong didn't get to show us anything in this last episode. Even though this last episode was technically part of the episode before that. It was into the performance... Wait, no, it was the fun. Anyway, he already had kind of his shining moment. He's still there. You can't abandon somebody just because you don't see him in the episode. Woongi... Shouldn't have to explain him. Anthony, I guess I'm voting for Anthony because Leela has abandoned him like a sack of rocks. I'll talk about June last. Matthew is funny because Matthew is in a lot of ways idol. He's like an idol I've seen before. He's kind of an atypical idol, but he's so refreshing. Mm-hmm. He's just such a, in the way that Hanbin is a really nice guy, his buddy Hanbin. Mm-hmm. Matthew has that, but has something new and different about him. I like him a lot. Kwanji, I just like because he's so unusual. His mm-hmm. athletic ability is just interesting, mm-hmm. and I bet you he can sing and dance and rap just
Everyone
fine.
Seems to love him too.
I bet he's very talented. He's one of those. If you can do that since age 3,
he's one of the popular
kids. He will
kids.
practice till all hours of the night and get really, Yadam is still not getting the credit because he's short. I don't know why he doesn't get the votes, but he's really good. I think mm-hmm. he's gonna be. Jay, I'm keeping in there. I had to put him in place of somebody earlier because I forgot about Jay in a way because he wasn't in this episode. Mm-hmm. But I still think that Jay is him and Matthew, for example, Kong, maybe Anthony are some of the ways that you get into other markets as well. strong English speaking. That would help. Jing Hao is, what's the word? Is it not Mary Sue or something? Where they're like the perfect. that's Han.
He seems unreal.
Zheng Hao, whatever, it was like a Chinese Han Bin.
Yeah.
But I think he's more
They're a
talented than almost
duo.
anybody. I think he's probably got more talent than anybody there. He does so many things. I bet you he speaks 12 languages. And then finally my last guy, Junhyun. I know he's probably not going to get all the votes and stuff like that because when you act silly and goofy, it's not always mysterious and alluring to some people, I guess, if you're a young girl or boy and want to vote for what you find sexy or something like that. But it's not that he understands the assignment. He is already an idol. An idol is essentially a YouTuber. Do you know what I mean? They're a personality. They're an entertainer. The singing and dancing is a part of it, of course, but he's absolutely correct saying, what about variety? Because I will see an idol dance and sing 25% of the time. The rest of the time, they're on a show, they're talking, they're acting funny. That's part of the shtick, even during the live shows. He has it. And the fact that he's so young means that he can hone his craft a bit more. Maybe calm down a little bit, maybe get louder, I don't know. But you know what I mean? He has so much potential, and he can sing and dance. That's why he was an all-star.
He's so good.
People don't give him credit for it, don't seem to be giving him credit for it. It's like, he can really sing and dance. But he's great. I just like he seems like he'd bring a fun, uplifting energy that I haven't seen since like Eyes One, with some of the members of Eyes One, where there's like a little bit of chaos there, So anyway, who's yours?
Jay is my top position and is probably as long as I can be. I see him as my one pick. I'll probably one pick Jay till the end.
So you were supposed to be one picking Anthony till the end.
You know what? Here, this is what I was thinking about about my feelings here and this week. Like my feelings in this week in general. Like every day I wake up in the past 2 weeks and have a new favorite person. Like it changes every day. In past shows, or like with Girls Planet, for example, I often had like my first impression favorites, and I kind of felt that a need to stay loyal to them. Just out of like, well, I should stay loyal to who was my first impression favorite.
Right, because you didn't know him as well at first.
But you know what? Now I'm just going to follow my heart, I'm following my heart. I'm following what we see on the screen. I didn't know these people before. I knew Anthony before. That's why I was excited.
You already knew him. You knew he was good.
But I haven't seen anything else. He's just been invisible. How can I...
Guess what? If you don't vote for him, you really won't see anything else.
Don't start. I don't...
Anthony, it's not you, it's her.
I have to follow my heart. And this is where my heart is leading me towards wanting Jay to be in this team. I love his vocals.
You had 9 slots.
They bring something to the table. 9 slots.
You couldn't have Anthony in there. This is breaking my heart.
Listen, we already talked about Kim Jun-hyun. He has stolen my heart on a level that is just unprecedented.
He's great.
Like, were he to make it into this group, he's my ultimate bias. Like, this kid,
no.
I adore him.
I claimed him earlier, man.
He is my favorite.
Jay will be yours.
He is my favoriteest boy. This is my favoriteest boy. And you know why? Everything we've seen about him I've loved. But every new thing is something like makes me love him even more. The Backdoor Team's behind the scenes camera, if you haven't watched it.
Yeah, the story.
They first came out and they didn't have subs, so I didn't watch them. So I kept looking back to see when they had subs or whatever, and didn't watch it because it didn't have subs yet. I saw someone on the subreddit do a summary of what he was saying in theirs and said it was really, really funny. He was telling a story about his roommates snoring, about Ji-woong and Yoojin snoring and keeping him awake at night.
Yeah. Him
and Tae-rae together escaped the room, and Gun-wook said, "Oh, come to my room. There's plenty of space and no one's snoring." So he goes to their room, and like they try to settle in, and then all of a sudden, Hwan-hee starts snoring.
Yeah.
And he's telling this story.
There's a punchline though there. There's
like,
a punchline. Like
a true comedian. Like it was the funniest telling of a story.
He's great.
Like I've watched the video like 10 times.
There's the animated version of it.
And there's someone on Twitter who animated the story. And I'll link that in our comment section. Go watch the animation.
It's funny, yeah.
It's so funny. And it was just like the fact that he is so witty. Like so witty and funny, and not just like loud for the sake of being loud,
Right.
but like genuinely, truly witty, and could like tell a story like that, and so many layers of humor in that story.
Yeah,
but also breaking the illusion of Yujin and Jiwoong as these pristine, gorgeous, look at these beautiful, handsome dudes.
Sure, yeah.
As like they've been snoring at night, like that just kills me. It is so funny.
You know, yeah.
It is so good.
You can't be loud and kind of borderline obnoxious if you do it in the wrong way. Like we were talking about the other night. I said Umbi was in From Eyes when it was always a bit obnoxious.
He reminds me of Umbi.
Yes, but she's
not that like a comedian.
She has
like that,
no, but she has a bit of oddness and like facetiousness, like her character in a Girls Reverse, where it's a bit like making fun of you all the time. And, which is hilarious, don't get me wrong, but it's sometimes a little weird. His is good-hearted and just let's have a good time. Because you forget,
so
he
funny,
is, what,
man.
18 years old, 20 years old?
Yeah, he's like a kid.
Right.
It's wild.
When I was 18,
love him.
literally, I was climbing the walls of places. And
there's
stuff,
a reason why I adore him, and it's because I'm married to someone who's just like him.
Yeah, but I think...
but, yeah. Like,
yeah, but
that guy is always going to win me over. Like, that guy in the room, who is the funniest one in the room, and the loudest one in the room.
The thing is, though, he reminds me of, he has the qualities of like a movie star, where he doesn't get a chance to like blue still a lot, you know, because he's always wow.
But he did in Backdoor.
But he's a very good looking guy.
Yeah.
And Ji-won is just a different kind of good looking guy, but they're both on the same level. And you get that guy in a photo shoot, you put him in a cool video, he's going to be able to pull out all these great performances, but he could be a movie star.
He's like just my favorite.
He makes you feel good watching him. It's never too much. He's celebrating life. I love that. When you're 18 or 20 and you're...
God help me, you should be celebrating.
You should be celebrating if you can. I'm not saying that it's always easy for you people out there. You can have all sorts of issues, and I'm glad I have always been lucky on that front. But he is the type of guy, he would bring a good energy to a project. And there's a lot of them, don't get me wrong.
And I wanted to mention too,
he's
like
the best.
In the eliminations, everyone was like really stressed, and it was really, and they were like, you know, getting really upset and stuff, and like poor Hyunbin, oh my god, that just ripped my heart out of my chest. The boy was sitting there praying, crying, like trying not to get eliminated.
I can't remember, did he get eliminated?
No, thank goodness. But anyway, Joohyun,
excuse me,
he's so funny. He was like ranked in like maybe the 20s or something, and they were saying, okay, it's number 14 next, and he's like, is it me? Could it be me? Like jokingly, like, is it me?
The hints
is
were
it
too
me?
obvious, yeah.
And then like it was him, and he was like, oh, and he was just happy and excited, like he wasn't like crying or anything.
And he's not telling the other guy.
It's not wrong to like cry or like
be
excited in different ways, but I just found that really refreshing. I just think he's so sweet.
If he lost, he would also be upbeat about it. Be like, hey man, you know.
We'll stop with the Joohyun fan podcast.
Yeah, he's great. He's great.
I love him. I still love Gunwook. I'm still like on that train. He's also my other boy. I love him.
If he's not careful, he don't let up the energy, Gunwook. That powerful. I'm here to like walk in and kick ass.
He
needs to keep that going. It seems like he's pulled back a bit.
The character that he brought in at first was like not cocky, but like
he's
a little confident. Like I think it's a little bit of a show, and everyone has said that. And like behind the scenes, he was like really nervous in the eliminations and stuff. Like his hands were shaking and everything. He's got some softness in there, you know. And it's sweet, but you know, like he's gonna do well. I really like him. Tae-rae is like coming up with my bias list. Like
his vocals are great, yeah.
Just, dude, I love a deep voiced main vocal.
Yeah, it's good.
My man has such a beautiful voice. Like I said last time, just read me like an audiobook, man.
Yeah,
He's so
I
pretty.
don't know what his chances are, but I think he has a good chance.
The Korean fans love him.
Yeah, he's great.
And I didn't see it at first, but now I see it, and I'm really on that train.
Yeah.
I want this team to be like all main vocals. Anyway, Matthew, we love Matthew. Ji-woong, we love Ji-woong. He got the most votes in the round 1 by showing skin. Rumors are he's showing skin again in round 2.
Whatever works, man.
You know, like, you know, is that one note going to carry him till the end? Probably.
Yeah. I mean, it'll carry him through his life. Are you kidding? I'm not saying he's one note, but you're not saying that either.
I don't want him to get pigeonholed into thinking that he always has to do that. Kind of like Wonho or something, where he feels like, well, this is what I have to offer, and I have to always do
True,
that. And
true. But
there's
Won
more
Ho,
to
I
you than
think, has
that,
successfully
you know?
shown other sides of himself.
Yeah.
But it's taken a while because
Yeah.
they were constantly saying, "Hey, show us your boobs and stuff."
You know,
and it's just
yeah.
like, that's cool. But again, he goes to the gym. He's proud of it,
Yeah.
And Ji-woong is got that mysterious kind of quiet spoken.
He's
thing.
a bit odd.
I think he's a bit odd.
He's a bit odd.
But I
he
think
said
that's
that in his like introduction stuff that he is a bit odd. Like if you watch him, he'll sit there and just like space out.
Space out. I mean, it's a tiring day. I get that, but he's spacing out.
I've already talked about how much I love Kata. I love Kata. I'm
I
trying
don't know
to get
what
my
his
hopes
chances
up.
are either,
Yeah,
but I
don't
love
know,
him too.
But I really
yeah.
love him a lot.
He's great. He's great.
Jong Hao, of course, and Han Bin, of course. Like, I think that they're in. We'll get into that in a minute, but I think they're inevitable, and I like them both. So they're a duo, they're a pair, and I like them. So take spots in my top.
I don't
nine.
have a problem with Hong, but I'd just rather see somebody else.
This is how I'm like
This
thinking
is
about.
who's left.
This is my stack rank. This
Okay.
isn't everyone who's left. This is just my
Your
stack rank
faves, kind of.
everyone who I care about.
Because the rest,
I'm not going to rank people. I'm not going to put a low rank on someone I
We
don't
haven't
care
seen
about.
him, or
Because I'm not going to be rude. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
feel me? I'm not going to put anything negative.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of.
If
them
I
yet.
don't know you, I don't care. But anyway, this is my stack rank right now. The top rank are people I think are pretty much a shoo-in at this point, are going to stay in the top 9 in debut, which is Ji-woong, Han Bin, Matthew, and Jong Hao. Matthew, is he a shoo-in? I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Like, it's tough. I don't want to, like, think any G group is like a shoo-in because of what happened.
I don't like thinking anybody's a shoo-in, but you just kind of know.
But Ji-woong and Han, I think that they're solid gonna stay up
I
there.
could agree with that. Yeah.
And I like them. In the not my picks, but they will debut, is Yujin and Gyuvin. They're just not my picks. They're not my. I need to see something different or more from the two of them. I just want to see something more.
I haven't seen anything.
I don't get it. I don't get
haven't
it with the
seen
two of
anything.
them.
Their initial performances were fine when they did. They came out in the
Yeah.
very first.
They're just not. They're not like, touching my heart. The
No,
way
and
other
they
people
seemed
do.
a little bit. Especially Eugene just seems a bit sad all the time. And I'm like, can you?
He was sick for a while.
Oh right.
in
That
first
sucks.
round.
That sucks. Yeah, you're right.
The next rank is my faves that I think have a chance. My faves that have a chance: Jay, Kata, Tae-Ray, and Gunwook. I don't think any of them are like a shoe-in, but I think they've all got a good chance.
70% chance,
right?
or something. Yeah.
Below that, I put the wild card. The people that too hard for me to predict. Ricky, even
totally
without bonus points, was in the like teens.
Yeah.
He has got such a strong fan base.
I just think that international votes.
I think Ricky has got a fan base, and even without screen time, they're going to support him till the end.
He speaks Korean, English, and Chinese, or whatever,
Yeah.
Mandarin, whatever. So I think that helps because it gives.
And I think Ricky fans are going to stay loyal. I haven't stayed loyal, but I think his fans are going to stay
I don't know.
loyal.
He's a weird one because I like that he's shown other sides and where that tall and rich, young and handsome, whatever thing is kind of his shtick. Where he's shown that he has a sensitivity, he has some empathy and stuff, but we need to start seeing. That's why in that group thing with with Christian, he was like, "No, man, I think I can do it." It wasn't a cocky thing,
right.
Where he came out, and he said, "I can blue
Just let me
still.
do
Just
it.
let
Let
me
me
pull.
still.
I'm the best shot. Let me take the shot, sir." He's like, "All right, you got it." I think that energy is what he needs to continue to put into the show. And needs to bring it up a notch. He needs to really start hitting some stuff because there is literally probably 20 guys.
But
that
there's no
everybody's
one like him. He's so unique.
No, he is. But I'm saying that you'll get your fan base and your fan base will stay loyal, but it won't grow. You need to now start. He's a successful
he needs more
product.
screen
He
time.
needs to start expanding into other markets.
Lee Dowell, I don't understand it. I don't understand how he's so highly ranked.
He's cutie,
but it's a wild card.
Yeah,
I'm putting him in there. I don't get it. Yu Sung-un, I think that he's ranked relatively low, but this boy can sing in crazy good. And I think that as the performances go on, he's going to keep being crazy good.
Bora could sing well too, so
he's giving Bora, which means he's like wild card.
Yeah, I agree.
Hui, I used to think that he was like on lock.
No, I don't think so.
But what I'm hearing now and the way he was ranked, he was like like
excuse me,
middle towards the bottom. What I'm feeling these days is like he's getting a lot of like votes when people have to vote for 6 or 9, and maybe even 3. I don't know.
Gun to the head vote? No.
Like when because everyone likes Pentagon. Like
Well,
how could you not? But are those people going to pick him into this team? When it comes down to it, I think most Pentagon fans feel the way I feel, which is we love you, we're happy to see you, I want to support you. Do I want you in this group? No. So I think it's a wild card with him. It could go either way. It's not the same as Eugen from Girls Planet. CLC was dead and gone. Like that was her last chance. This absolutely is not his last chance. He will be fine without.
Well, he's
this
already
group.
shown he has a career.
He can be a producer. He can get signed as a soloist.
That was literally
and
Eugen's
produce
last
albums
thing.
that are going to be so good.
Yeah.
He could
I mean,
if Woods can do that, honey, he
after
can do
Kepler,
that.
Eugen's probably going to be done. She'll probably be an actress or something. I hope. Think about it. Think about it this way. Everybody who's of voting age can vouch for this. We're all a little lazy. We're not reading about every candidate. You walk into the booth, you mark the one you know, and you're like, I guess I'll pick this one. You will always mark the one you know, though, if you're cool with him. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Of course he got all the votes. Everybody knew him. So when there's 9 people, they're kind of like, oh yeah, I mean, sure. The click. You're still trying to figure out. You're trying to remember who's who.
Yeah.
In these shows because there's 100 people.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying he's not qualified. Of course he is. But a lot of his votes and a lot of the thrust into the top 9 and all that was simply weight of familiarity. I think that will fade away as people are like, oh, he's cool. But he can survive after this.
But there's other people that are so good. Anyway,
of course.
And Junhyun, rank 14, my man is within arm's distance.
He went up. Yeah, but arm's distance is not in the group.
No, it's not, but it's a wild card. Things could change. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not going to...
My idea is he'll probably get into something, if not this.
Everyone else below here are the people who have been on the show that I really like. I don't think they have a chance for this team, but I will follow them no matter what they do afterwards. That's a lot of these people here
Anthony,
on
I'm
screen.
sorry that she didn't vote for you.
Anthony, Woongi,
yeah, there's great. Else. There's a lot of really good.
I have so many faves
excuse me,
that are coming out after this, but for this team, probably not.
In fact, this screen probably represents, you could say every one of these, there's going to be 9 who make it or whatever, but everybody who's left, but especially on this screen, is similar to what happened after GP. You have Lightsome, you have, not Lightsome, the new one, what was that one called?
Limelight.
Really good song.
Billy,
you have some really good groups come out of it.
Won.
Right, so... There's 4 or 5
How
groups that
many
came
other
out.
Groups have come out of Girls?
What's her name's going to Triple S?
Mimi Rose, Triple S,
and the what's her name Japanese rapper with Bora. Why am I forgetting her name? She's one of my favorites. She's in a little group and going to be in a little group in Japan, I believe. So yeah, they're not always the hugest groups and stuff, but they do debut and they start their career, and that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. So yeah, I agree with all this. I think though that the wild cards you could kind of put in with some of the faves with the chant. I think there's some overlap there, but you're right. It's Ricky's the wildest of the wild cards, I think.
He really is.
I don't know what's going to go.
I feel like he could come from behind and be like a Baye, where he's got fans that are just his fans. And they're gonna, when it comes to one pick time, they're gonna shoot him up the ranks or something. To
me, I get the feeling of I get the Sir Richie feeling with him, where it's like. Now, granted, I think she had a lot more cooler of a dynamic to her. She's amazing. I loved her as a potential in the group, and then she just, you could just see her soul drop out.
I don't know. I feel like Ricky fans are a different breed.
Yes, but he's got to get some screen time.
Yeah.
Do something. Yeah. Ask him, how do you do it? Don't do whatever you have to do. Be yourself, but push some energy out there.
Yeah. And that's it for this week. We will be back next week for episode 6. This is the beginning of the round 2, which is the position evaluation round. It's this time going to be dual roles. So vocal, dance, rap, rap.
It seemed interesting.
The song choices and the spoilers I've heard are
crazy.
Awesome. Should we say spoilers or not?
Yeah, go for it. But these are spoilers.
If you don't want to hear any spoilers, click off the video. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Granted, you're talking about leaks, right?
If you don't want to hear spoilers, bye-bye. See you next week.
Yeah, next week, dude.
Okay. spoiler time starts now. There were leaks because they filmed the performances already. So the fans in Korea, there were even fans that got in with like with cameras and like took pictures.
Oh,
like
don't do that. Don't do that.
You know, whatever.
Yeah.
Like
just don't publish anything that's like weird.
Like there's a lot of stuff, you know, like a Ji-woon supposedly in a crop top, but Junhyun got stuck on the team doing Rain's Gong, the meme song of 2020. But the rumor is they're doing the Higher Music remix of Gong, which actually slaps. Like, go watch the Higher Music remix of Gong.
It actually slaps. I thought it was a lot older than that.
I re-listened to it today to remind myself, and it actually slaps.
Oh, cool.
But so he's on the rap team, and I bet he'll do the J Park vocalist part of that, and like I bet you he's gonna kill it.
Oh, nice.
And everyone said the performance was a bit weird or whatever. Is what but I think they just meant they were probably acting really silly and like wearing silly clothes.
Yeah.
And that Junhyun wore like a shirt underneath his shirt that had abs like painted on it, and like lifted that or whatever, and you like saw the shirt with the fake abs.
I have to see, like, did he come up with
an
that,
icon,
or did they say he
a
would put
legend.
this on?
You madman, I love you. You're the best. So, I cannot wait for that.
Yeah,
I cannot wait.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be the greatest.
Hopefully.
So we'll be back here next Saturday. Thanks for listening.
Subscribe and everything.
Bye.
Bye.